Good morning, dear students of class 8. Welcome to the online English learning class. Today we are going to take up chapter 3 from your Honeydew Glimpses of the Past. Now this lesson is in the form of pictures, and these pictures are related to our history, and the history ranging from the period 1757 to 1857. And the pictures are in the form of dialogues. To help us understand the conditions that led to the event which was known as the First War of Independence in 1857. And finally, we got our freedom in the year 1947, 15 August. Now, the first picture is in honor of the martyrs, the freedom fighters of our country. On the occasion of our independence, a function was held in Delhi where the famous singer, the renowned singer of our country, Lata Mangeshkar, known as the Nightingale of our country, she sang this famous song, "Ae Mere Watan Ke Logo." And you can see the picture of the first Prime Minister of our country, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The other picture also is a picture in honor of our freedom fighters. Now, the first thing that we are going to discuss, we are going to study, is how British India, East India Company, they started establishing their power. And the period is 1757 to 1849. You can see the map of our country, India, and here, this is the India of 1765. The portion that is in yellow color, it is ruled by the Indian princes. And the pink color is the British territory where the East India Company, they were holding its power. And gradually they tried to spread and overpower the entire country. How they did that, we are going to study through these pictures. Indian princes were short-sighted. They could not see far. They had a very narrow view. That upstart Raja, all the English merchants, they will help me to defeat him. So they are discussing how they are going to take the help of the foreigners, the English merchants, to defeat another king. The people had no peace due to such constant fights. The result was because these rulers, these Indian princes, they were fighting amongst themselves, and that is why people had no peace. There was no peace in the country. The rivalries helped the East India Company, and it could easily subdue Indian princes one by one. Now, this thing helped the British, the East India Company, and they very slowly tried to have a control over the entire country. They took advantage of the Indian princes who were fighting amongst themselves. There was another ruler, a very far-seeing ruler, who knew that these Britishers, the East India Company, they had an evil design in their mind, that is to rule over India. And this brave ruler was Tipu Sultan of Mysore. And he challenged the British power till he died fighting. Thank God there is peace in the country now. No more wars, no more looting by thugs. This is how the Indians reacted to the conquest. It is God who sent the British. They are helping us to establish peace, and they are sent by God to help us. Our destiny is linked with them. We cannot help it. It is in our fate. We have to take the help of the British power. The white man has killed or dethroned our king. People are discussing that, some of them are discussing that our Indian kings, they have been dethroned or killed by white men, by the Britishers. Some kings were not good, but after all, they were of this land. Some people are discussing that although some kings were not good, but at least they were of our country. Now we have become slaves of foreigners. Now the realization that now we are being ruled by foreign rulers. Some people are thinking, they are having an opposite view. They are thinking that the British power is harmful for us because we have become slaves of foreigners. Others say that the British have been sent by God to help us, and our destiny is linked with them. This is how Indians react to these conquests. Now, British rule, 1765 to 1836. The British rule became very powerful. Religious leaders preached ideas like untouchability and child marriage. The religious leaders of our country were teaching wrong things. They were encouraging untouchability and child marriage. Anyone who crosses the seas loses his religion. Now just see, if anyone crosses the sea, means goes to a foreign country, foreign land, loses his religion. All the misery in the world is due to women. There is another preacher who is preaching a wrong thing, that all the problems in this world is due to women. The truth was that Indians had lost self-respect. The British scorned them. The reason was that Indians had lost their self-respect and the Britishers made fun of them. What did they say? The natives are unworthy of trust, incapable of honesty. True, your honor, but I am honest. Now this Indian is saying that fine, I agree that Indians, they are not worthy of trust, they are not honest, but I am honest. Now just see, in front of a foreigner, he is accepting the weakness of Indians, and he is also trying to tell that he is not like other Indians. Means he is trying to stoop so low. He is trying to impress the Britishers so that he can get small gains. Now, being merchants, the British wanted quick profits because they were merchants. The only thing that was in their mind was to make profits. Their heavy taxes forced farmers to abandon their fields. Now, poor farmers, they were not able to pay taxes and they were forced to give up their fields. But your men are taking all my crop. One is objecting that all the crops that we are sowing, your men, they are taking it away as tax. You are still in areas. If you don't pay next week, I will send you to jail. Now he is being scolded, saying that he is still in debts. And if he is not able to pay, then he will have to go to jail. Now, inevitably, famines followed between 1822 to 1836. 15 lakhs Indians died of starvation. Because of famines, there was starvation, people did not find food, and 15 lakh Indians died due to starvation. Still, the British invested other methods which gave them more profit. Now, instead of helping the people, who were dying of starvation, the British thought of other ways in order to get more profits. The goods manufactured in England should not have any import duty. So goods that were made in England, they did not have any import duty when brought into India. A good idea. The British East India Company law began to cripple Indian industries. Now, because of this, Indian industries suffered a lot. The British policies ruined the expert artisans and their business. The small artisans who used to make things and sell them, their things were not sold. And so they were out of business. They did not have any work to do and their business failed. Whereas East India Company's business was growing because the goods that were brought from England, they had no import duty. Now, we are going to stop here in today's class, and tomorrow we are going to take up the next portion of this lesson beginning from 1772 to 1833. The entry of a learned man from Bengal, Ram Mohan Roy, who understood what was wrong with the country. And he tried to spread education, awareness, so that he can enlighten people, tell people. We are going to stop here today and we'll continue with the next portion of the lesson tomorrow. In the meantime, you are going to read the text of this lesson and note down the important points that were discussed in today's class. Thank you. Have a nice day.